Bangerang Rufio, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Lost Boys Gaming. Tomorrow's the day we've all been waiting for. Pokemon Presents 2023 is here. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video so you're kept up to date with everything going on with the Pokemon Presents. And we're going to talk today a little bit more about what we can expect to see tomorrow from the Presents. I think that there's been a lot of rumors floating around. I've seen a ton of stuff, a bunch of different videos. A lot of it seems very fake in my opinion, but there's some stuff in there that I think seems very reasonable to expect, and some stuff that I think is a lock. So let's talk about some of these things. So first things first, I think they probably lead the show off with DLC for Scarlet and Violet, in my opinion. I mean, there's going to be a ton of stuff that they're going to talk about with, some filler information with Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Masters, Pokemon Remix Cafe, stuff like that. So a lot of those little filler games that we're going to get a lot of information on probably. So I don't think there's going to be a ton of heavy hitters in this, but I think they probably lead off the show with something big. And I think that's with the DLC for Scarlet and Violet. So I expect to see something with that. And I think, we could maybe even see, there's been a lot of leaks from Riddler Coup about the Paradox Suicune and Virizion. I think we could potentially see those. I think we could potentially see the third legendary that ties into the terrestrialization crowns, so I think that there's a couple of things there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see if something drops sooner than, this summer. Maybe we get a DLC this spring with how big this launch has been for Scarlet and Violet. Even though it's been pretty mixed with a lot of the reviews for how the game performs and stuff like that, I could see them still pushing out something pretty quick. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it launch in more than 2 DLCs like we saw with Crown Tundra and Isles of Armor. It's in Sword and Shield. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that. But I think that's something that they could potentially lead the show with. And then I think kind of like with this, you're going to get the filler with Pokemon Masters, Pokemon Unite, Remix Cafe, all that stuff. And maybe even we get a glimpse of Pokemon Sleep here. I don't even quite know what to expect of Pokemon Sleep at this point. It's been such a long time. I don't even honestly remember much about what it was supposed to be about. But I think we could get some stuff like that. But I think, like I said, I think the really big thing right here is going to be the DLC for Scarlet and Violet. I definitely think that's getting announced. One of the other big games that it sounds like might be getting announced, and it's not necessarily a big game, it just depends on your own thoughts on this, is if we get the new Mystery Dungeon game. Now, there was a trademark that was updated that was found in the code for one of the websites that was updated to include this year. So it sounds like we might be getting a Mystery Dungeon game. I personally haven't played the Mystery Dungeon games. I played a little bit of it really on the Switch. Not enough to really give like a good review or to know much more what the games are about. But it sounds like we might be getting something from that with that. So that could be one of the big games. But I think that the biggest thing is, I think that they'll close the show with this is going to be, the Game Boy games. We saw that teaser trailer that had the original Game Boy music, and if you look at the balloons floating around, there's red and there's blue and there's yellow balloons. It uses the Game Boy intro song. I think that it's a lock that we get those Game Boy games. Now, I think along with that, they're going to probably announce how it's going to work with Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 for Nintendo Switch Online. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that announced as well, and kind of talk a little bit more about, show the features of how you can transfer those Pokemon in from red, blue, and yellow, potentially showing off gold and silver for a later date with Pokemon Stadium 2. So I think I'd be surprised if they come out at the same time. But I think that we will get Pokemon Stadium, the original, with red, blue, and yellow. Probably, I wouldn't even be surprised to see them shadow dropped. I think that we could potentially see these games on the Switch tomorrow. It's been a month-ish since we got GoldenEye, if I'm remembering right. So it's about that time where we could get something, from Pokemon. I think that with it being Pokemon Day, seeing red, blue, yellow, and Pokemon Stadium on the Switch that day, I think is going to be crazy. I think it'd be fun, and I think it's something Nintendo and Pokemon could definitely do. If not tomorrow, I think that they're coming soon and we get a release date. And then I also think that still you're going to get the release date for red or silver and crystal and gold and Pokemon Stadium 2. I think that they would hopefully tell us the date. If not, at least let us know that it's coming. So I wouldn't be surprised to see those big announcements tomorrow. And I think that's probably all we're going to get, to be honest. I think we're going to get DLC, Scarlet and Violet. We're going to get the filler news on Pokemon Go, Remix, Masters. What else did I miss? Unite. And then I think we're going to get the big announcement of the Game Boy games and Pokemon Stadium. I would hope that maybe we get, I've heard some rumors that we could potentially get a new Legends game. I don't know if we're going to get that quite yet. I hope that they do more Legends game. I would love to see one for Johto. I think would be super exciting, with the burned tower and with Celebi and the time travel. I think it works really well. But I don't know if we're going to get that. I also love to just to see like a Let's Go Johto. I actually really liked the Let's Go games. I know they were kind of polarizing with how easy they were, but it was just a fun little revisit to Kanto. So I'd love to see something like similar to that for Johto. If not, if I'd actually prefer to see, a full-on remake of like Heart Gold or Soul Silver. But, beggars can't be choosers at this point. So I don't know if they do that, if they're going to be giving us not Scarlet, with the Crystal, Gold, Silver Crystal, Red, Blue, Yellow. I don't know if they do a remake this year, if they're going to start giving us those old games. And then we could even potentially get, Fire Red, Leaf Green with the Game Boy Advance online. So I think that could be super exciting as well. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled. Hopefully we'll see something exciting tomorrow. I know I'm excited, and I think that, there could be some big stuff, especially with the DLC and the Game Boy games coming to Nintendo Switch, hopefully. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, what you're excited for tomorrow, if there's anything in particular you're hoping gets announced, or if there's something that, that you wouldn't want to see that maybe we've talked about here. So hope you've enjoyed. Appreciate you for watching, and until next time, catch you later.